Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is a bit of a different video. So if you've seen the last video on this channel where I talk about what it took for college football to come back in the present day, you know that I've been playing a lot of college football the last few weeks, and I've been making content on TikTok and on a secondary YouTube channel that will be in the description down below, where I kind of chronicled the first season of playing through a UMass rebuild. It's been a lot of fun. It's a little bit different of a video. I know we used to do stuff like this on this channel a little bit more frequently. We're going to be bringing that stuff back a little bit more, so it's not just the rant videos, but these specifically will be on that new channel, as I said in the description down below. So if you like this, you can follow along with my journey, see if I bring a national championship to UMass Amherst on that channel, again in the description down below. So I finally got my hands on College Football 25. And the very first thing I did was start a dynasty with UMass. It's time to bring them and my home state some collegiate glory. After making my coach a former linebacker turned offensive innovator, I was ready to hop into my first game. So UMass hasn't had a lot of success the past few years. Okay, they haven't had any success. So at least expectations will be low. First up was Eastern Michigan, and obviously when I saw that, I was like, this will be a cakewalk. But then I remembered I'm playing as UMass, so it would be a dogfight. They went up 3-0. We answered back with a nice rushing touchdown. Then we continued to establish a run and scored another touchdown. Let's not worry about the extra point. Watch my last TikTok for more on that. Then we scored a short passing TD and actually managed to make this extra point. But Eastern Michigan answered with a long touchdown run. Some embarrassing tackling on this one. Practice next week, not going to be fun for the defense. And the bad tackling wouldn't stop there because on their next drive, I let up this terrible touchdown. But we proved that a tight end is a quarterback's best friend with this touchdown. And then our quarterback showed that he can get it done on the ground just as well as he can get it done through the air with this big play, which set up a short passing touchdown. Just for good measure, on the next drive, he threw an absolute dot for another touchdown. In the fourth quarter, Eastern Michigan would continue to fight back, but luckily we were able to hold off the comeback attempt and eventually swat it down on fourth down to end the game to get UMass their very first win of the season and our first win of this dynasty rebuild. I hope you like it, and please stick around for more videos and check out our stream. For the second game in my UMass Dynasty rebuild in College 25, we headed to Toledo, Ohio. And while we did give up an early touchdown here, things would get out of hand, as we answered with a quick touchdown pass. Then they kicked a field goal, but we were able to return the ensuing kickoff for a touchdown. And it was a tight game after the first quarter. Toledo was able to take the lead back early in the second, but that didn't last long as we got a great touchdown on this long pass. And I'd quickly find out that playing defense in this game is not easy, especially when you're playing for UMass. Okay, maybe I'm just terrible at it. It's time to get serious. I didn't virtually come to Ohio to lose, so we scored another long touchdown. And yet another long touchdown. And a third to our tight end, because again, a tight end is a quarterback's best friend. And while this one wasn't long, it was the tight end again. Friendship. Look, I know that it isn't the best look to be running up the score with under 5 minutes left, but they're only 5-minute quarters. And it's not like Toledo stopped fighting. Okay, this one may have been, unnecessary. And I can see the argument for this one being unsportsmanlike, but these are backups. And that would be the final score, and I'll let the announcers sum it up.
Just complete and utter dominance in this one. Outplayed their opponent and took care of business.
And UMass moves to 2-0. Follow if you enjoyed this, and check out some of our live streams. Week 3 against the Buffalo Bulls, not the Bills, the Bulls. UMass looking moved 3-0, but this was not a good way to start it as we got down 7-0. But we'd answer right back with a short run. Buffalo would get a field goal, and honestly, with the way I've been playing defense lately, that's a win. And this long touchdown would be an even bigger win, I even got an achievement here. That's the first achievement I've gotten in college football 25. We'll take it. Then I'd continue to play some horrible defense. Am I the only one struggling, or are a lot of people struggling at this in this game? Regardless, we'd find our favorite target, number 4, Gablin, across the middle for another touchdown, which led to a pretty crazy series of events as they ran the ensuing kickoff back for a touchdown. Then we almost ran the kickoff back for a touchdown, but ran out of a little steam there. But Gablin would get another touchdown across the middle for us to take the lead back. And then Buffalo would score with 16 seconds left in the half to take the lead. Then, as time expired in the second quarter, we threw up this bomb to take the lead back. What a crazy game, and it's only halftime. Follow for the second half. Okay, second half underway, and we start off quickly with a short throw to our tight end. He breaks one tackle, he breaks another tackle, breaks a third, and in for a touchdown. Buffalo would respond with a short run in for a touchdown. I know we've said the tight ends are quarterback's best friend, but the concept of yards after the catch have to be a close second as we get a long touchdown here. And the defense shows that they still have a lot to improve on. I know I'm saying them. I still have a lot to improve on when it comes to playing defense here. As bad as I've been on defense, I like to think that I've stepped up on offense, mostly out of necessity, because if I didn't, I'd lose every game. But we had a long pass here, and then I accidentally spun out of bounds. But we got the touchdown back on the next play. And I had to include this clip because it shows us actually making a play on defense, which would lead to a touchdown with our receiver showing off his sneaky athleticism. Buffalo would fight back with a really perfect fade route. And I actually made a field goal, which is impressive to me. Then Buffalo would cut it back down to a one-score game, but we'd fortunately be able to recover the onside kick and kneel this game out to improve to 3-0. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to follow on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch to see just how far we can get UMass in year 1 of this rebuild. So game number 4 against FCS Southeast, which I've heard has been giving people problems, but quick start for me with this touchdown. He'd answer back with this field goal, or as I like to call it, a strong defensive stand. And capitalizing off that, Fumicon found Gablin for a short touchdown. Then in what is maybe my worst defensive moment in this game so far, force the fumble, gets picked back up, and run all the way in for a touchdown. Fortunately, our special teams would bail us out with this long, powerful kick return touchdown. Then the Pandas would show why they're being so hyped up on Twitter with this long drive ending in a touchdown. We'd answer right back with our own drive and second touchdown to Gablin. Then it was time for the defense to show off what's made them so popular this season: missed tackles and bad effort. But we would answer with a touchdown, and I have to say, I love the passing in this game. You can get so much air under it, unlike Madden, where I feel like you're kind of throwing into the defenders' backs or giving them a chance to make a play. Don't love that. Then the Pandas would miss a field goal and an opportunity to cut it down to a one-score game. If you're watching on TikTok, follow for part 2. If you're on YouTube, I guess just keep watching. Starting off the second half, and this play is really a good example of what I try to do on offense in this game since I'm so bad at defense. Find a quick receiver, throw it to them in space, and let them run for a long touchdown. Of course, my other favorite thing to do is throw it to the tight end, because as we've established, a tight end is a quarterback's best friend. And this is kind of like a great example of how bad I am at defense again. Seriously, just no good angles, no good plays, a long touchdown for the other team. That's okay. We're able to get our quarterback another touchdown, and I'm really going for the Heisman at this point in this rebuild. And that'd be it. Another win for UMass, 4-0. Probably the best start for them ever as a Division I team. If you're enjoying this, please follow on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch for our streams, and we'll see you in the next one. All right, game number 5, UMass versus Miami. I remember when Big Ben was coming out in the draft and being absolutely flabbergasted that there was another Miami University. Starting the game off with the extremely rare defensive stop. Then we found Gablin over the middle, and really key to passing in this game, find a fast receiver, put him in the slot, almost always have bad matchups and lead to great plays like this. But Miami would respond. Look at this quarterback, looking like a young Big Ben on the field, and hopefully only on the field. And then we'd respond with a touchdown to Keyshawn Brown coming across the middle. Nice little hurdle, touchdown. But that wouldn't faze Miami as they responded with a touchdown of their own again. But Frank Ladson Jr. said, I'm just faster than everybody. Here's another touchdown. And we'd block a field goal in what is almost certainly our best defensive play so far in this rebuild, which would allow us to pad our lead before halftime. If you're on TikTok, follow part 2. If you're on YouTube, just keep watching. So I actually forgot about this play in the same way that my cornerback forgot to cover his man. So this is actually the last play before halftime. Just kidding. You think we'd let that stand? No. We're taking a 2-score lead into halftime. In the second half, we'd start off with this field goal, which I do feel I'm getting better at, as long as there's no pressure whatsoever to make it. Galban would add to the lead with another touchdown where he just runs away from everyone. Miami would get back on the board with this touchdown to their tight end. Then on their next drive, we'd stop them on 4th down for a turnover, which would lead to a rushing touchdown as we continued to pad the lead. And just for good measure, on the next drive, we would get a pick 6 to continue to extend the lead. Miami would get a garbage time touchdown, but whatever. In the end, UMass would move to 5-0 in what is quickly becoming a Cinderella season for this program. Make sure you follow on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch for more videos and streams. Game number 6 against the Northern Illinois Huskies, and I just have to say, off the rip, this is not going to be a terribly interesting game. Not a barn burner. Take the lead on a 1-yard touchdown run here. Then we get another touchdown to Galban. I've been saying his name wrong this whole time. It's Gablin, but it's Galban. Then we get another touchdown to Brown to take a 3-score lead. Huskies finally get on the board here with an end around, but we'd answer back with another touchdown to Galban, just having an amazing year. Then we get our quarterback's best friend, the tight end, involved for another touchdown. Then we're just kind of messing around here, seeing if we can make this throw to Brown on the run. We can. Might be important during a close game in the future. Then we get another touchdown here, just trying to get people involved, try to get everyone having fun, some good vibes. Huskies would respond. I think this is good for them. Get some rhythm going into the next game. Backups are in at this point, just trying to get some reps, get some experience. Northern Illinois would add a field goal for some reason near the end, but that would be it. So UMass moves to 6-0, bowl eligible. And if you enjoyed this, please follow us on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. All right, game number 7 against number 24, Missouri. I have to say, this is the first one that I was genuinely nervous about going in. Pretty much play Madden year-round. This game, at least offensively, hasn't been too difficult of a transition, but there are certain points where no matter how good you are at playing these games, sometimes your team's just outmatched, and I thought this might be when that happens. Nevertheless, we start off with a quick touchdown to our favorite target, Galban. And this is what I was talking about. Look at this. This had my cornerback looking like that meme of Eli Apple as burnt toast. That's some SEC speed. But we'd fight back with a short touchdown run. Then Missouri's quarterback would show that somehow he's not shaken by the UMass atmosphere. But that's all right, because we would pull out one of our favorite plays, throw to Galban, and let him run away from everyone. Even works against Missouri. And the haters said that we can't tackle on defense, and quite frankly, the haters were correct, because we gave up another touchdown. So we'd get it back here on another pass to Galban, really our MVP. And then in order to upset a ranked team as a team like UMass, you need to steal possessions, which we did here. Then we'd go up by 2 scores with a pass to, who else? Galban. Then the quarterback would throw another interception. He's truly in hell. Amherst, Massachusetts. Then we'd get a long rushing touchdown to go up 3 scores. Can you imagine if this really happened? At this point, the only thing that can stop us is our own hubris as we fail on 4th and 9 in our own territory, which predictably would lead to Missouri scoring, cutting the lead down a little bit, but it's fine. See, what did I tell you? Totally fine. Missouri definitely can't come back, right? Okay, 2-score lead in the 4th. We got this. Son of a bitch. It's fine. Just got to pick up this 4th and 1, seal the game, and oh no. And unfortunately, our defense couldn't stop them, and Missouri would tie it late. But when times are tough, who are we going to throw it to? Who else? Galban with a huge touchdown. Missouri would have one last chance, but fortunately, they'd throw it up, and we'd come down with the interception, which would end this matchup. The Minutemen are 7-0 and on the precipice of something big. As long as I don't, screw it up. All right, game number 8, and a little bit of a reprieve after the nail biter with Missouri against an FCS team. During the first drive of the game, our quarterback goes out there, and he's been prolific passing, but he can still make plays with his legs. FCS East would respond, and for a moment, I was genuinely worried. Is this going to be a letdown game? Fortunately, that worry was short-lived because this was the first play when we got possession. Then, after 3 and out by FCS East, we found who else? Galban for a long touchdown. Then our defense would make a play, and it happens so infrequently, I have to show it. Then our running back would put us ahead by 3 touchdowns. Then a long pass to Galban would get us down to the red zone, and we would quickly throw the touchdown to Galban, let him finish it off. But FCS East would fight back to cut the lead down to 21 before halftime. Follow for part 2. Just before halftime, we would get that 4-touchdown lead back with a short pass. In the second half, the defense would make another play, 2-in-1 game, absolutely unheard of. This would set up this pass to Brown Jr., threading the needle, just getting us wide open. Then later in the second half, we'd get to air out a pass for another very long touchdown. Then the defense would make an unheard of third big play and run this interception back for a touchdown. And we'd just get a short rushing touchdown to cap off our scoring. And that would really be it. A 70-20 win over SCS East. And the Minutemen are 8-0. Certainly better than I thought we'd be doing in the first year of the rebuild. I don't think we can make the college football playoff as a school so low as UMass, but then the defense would make an unheard of third big play and run this interception back for a touchdown. Next up in our dynasty for game number 9 is Mississippi State. Playing an SEC team is always going to be tough, so not a huge surprise that the defense can't tackle here. To look at this stadium pulse, not used to this playing as UMass, but didn't affect us too much as we were able to tie the game up. Then we take a little screen pass and turn it into a huge gain, going in for the touchdown, taking the lead in hostile territory. Then we show why we're known for our stalwart defense, just a complete iron curtain here at UMass. Jesus Christ. But special teams would make up for it with a blocked kick. And after that, we get a long touchdown again. Stadium Pulse isn't so bad when it isn't erasing your play art. And a good way to silence the stadium is to get a turnover, which would set up this touchdown by our quarterback's best friend, our tight end. But the Bulldogs would respond with this run, and really any running back is going to have a career day against our defense. But we get another block on the extra point. Did they make this easier with the patch? Unfortunately, our next possession on offense would end with this just terrible pick 6. And anytime things start to go poorly for us, we just gotta throw it to Galban. He'll get us back on the board. And those blocked extra points are really coming in clutch because we cannot stop this offense. But alas, the Bulldogs left 6 seconds on the clock, which was 6 seconds too long, as we score right before halftime. We wanted to slow things down in the second half, take our first possession, waste a lot of time, and end it with another touchdown to our quarterback's best friend. Then the coaching suggestion was to go for two, and we failed. And then Mississippi State's offense was not taking the hint of trying to run the clock down, as they got this huge run to set up a shorter run for a touchdown. But that's okay. We got the ball back and got another decent drive for a touchdown. But once again, Mississippi State was not messing around because they threw a short pass that turned into an extremely long touchdown immediately. But that's all right. We'll just kick a field goal in this extremely hostile environment. I thought I did well too. That's fine. We'll just stop them on 4th and 29. No way they're making this. Okay, he was wide open. But the defense actually clutched up, made a huge play to make this interception, and basically seal the game. I want to give a shout out to the developers for this quality of life improvement where you can just kneel it down once and it just runs the clock out. Great stuff. So we're on to 9-0 for UMass. Just a magical season so far. So we're back for game at number 10 versus Liberty. So in the rain, we deliver a pretty bad throw, but fortunately, when your receiver's that wide open, it doesn't really matter. I think the game does a really good job showing the iconic Massachusetts horrible late fall weather. I know it's like 33 degrees in this rain. Anyways, that's a long touchdown. Time for the defense to step up and do their thing. Unfortunately, their thing is missing tackles and allowing outrageously long touchdown runs. And the defense does get a stop, but of course, we ran directly into the punter, so first down. Then Liberty would capitalize with another touchdown run. This time it's their quarterback. Then this just truly horrible pass would lead to an interception. Then Liberty would extend their lead with another long touchdown run. Stellar defense as always. Fortunately, our tight end would prove once again why he's our quarterback's best friend. Just incredibly slippery in the rain for this touchdown. And I rag on the defense a lot, mostly how I can't tackle, but they make a play here. And that play would set up a Galban touchdown, then a real series of unfortunate events, including not being able to recover this fumble, then running into the punter again, would lead to Liberty kicking a field goal to go into halftime 27-24. Then Liberty would drive down the field to open the second half to take the lead back, but we'd take it right back with another long pass. Then after a defensive stop, this really long run, usually on the other end of these, would set up a short touchdown run. Liberty would add a field goal to keep it close, but we'd extend the lead with another rushing touchdown. Then the defense would make another play, getting an interception here. And after that, all there was left was to run the clock out. UMass remains undefeated. Game number 11 against Georgia. Now, Georgia, this is a real college football team. They're in the SEC. They've won national championships in 2021 and 2022. To say I was nervous going into this game would be an understatement. But we're undefeated. Maybe we can pull it off. So we're initially struck with this scene. Play art that is shaky and it doesn't say which button corresponds to which receiver. This had me nervous.
Pissing our pants yet?
But not as nervous as this play would make me, as Georgia is able to score pretty much immediately. Hopefully not a preview of things to come. In games like this where you're completely outmatched, I feel like you need to take some risks. Unfortunately, this risk didn't pay off at all, and Georgia would capitalize on it almost immediately. It's going to be a long day. Finally, in the second quarter, though, we do get on the board. The pass to Galban, who else? Then the defense is able to hold the Bulldogs to a field goal, which is a win. And on the Bulldogs' next possession, the defense actually makes a real play with this interception. Maybe there's hope. After the interception on 4th and goal, we find a wide open Galban. Cut the lead to 3, looking pretty good. Unfortunately, Georgia would kind of just bully us on this touchdown run. But we drive it back down, and on 4th and goal, we find our tight end who drops it. But later, at the beginning of the fourth quarter, we'd be driving again and throw an interception. Then down 10 late in the fourth, we'd be driving, but another interception would end the drive and effectively end the game. So a disappointing way for the undefeated season to end, but really most of the mistakes were just me throwing dumb picks. I think that this team could beat Georgia if they played again. Game number 12 against UConn, looking to rebound after the loss to Georgia. This is a rivalry game in the snow. Doesn't get much better than that. To open the game off, we're able to hold UConn to a field goal. On the attempt, UConn tries a fake, which doesn't work at all, so we get the ball back. And on our ensuing drive, we're able to find Brown for a touchdown. Then after stopping UConn, we get the ball back and throw it short, but our receiver has some fancy moves in the snow and runs it in for another touchdown. After that, our quarterback, Fomicon, rolls out and shows that he can get it done on the ground just as well as he can get it done through the air. On defense, after a strong first half, we had to allow this to happen just to remind everybody who we are. And before halftime, we allowed this, just to keep it interesting, keep the viewers watching. Then in the second half, this is the kind of weather that makes you want to pound the rock, and that's what we do for a touchdown. Our next drive shows that we probably should have kept it on the ground as we throw an interception here. That would lead to UConn actually kicking a field goal to cut the lead down. Watching this back, I don't really have a good explanation for this play. One of my worst, to be sure. UConn would capitalize on my terrible mistake. Then they'd go for 2 and get it, cutting the lead down to 3. There's one thing I've learned during this rebuild. It's when in doubt, throw to Galban. He'll make something happen, which he does here for a touchdown. Then this interception would seal the game. A good bounce-back win against a rival after our loss to Georgia. And we just keep trucking on this solid season for UMass. All right, season is over. Let's get to the postseason awards, starting with the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award by Fomicon, of course. He also won the Best Quarterback of the Year. Then Sterling Galvan, he really popped off. 2024 Player of the Year Award. Also got the Best Receiver Award, and of course the Heisman Trophy. Now we got to play Nevada in the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. And I have to say, if I were to come up with a parody bowl to kind of show where America is and where college football is, I would have named it after Lockheed Martin. Little did I know, they already sponsor one in real life. And to start the game off, we got Fomicon launching precision strikes to Galvan to set up this bunker-busting touchdown run. But Nevada would respond with a guided missile of their own for a touchdown. Okay, I'm going to stop making jokes about weapons and just get to this. And I'm going to chalk this up to some big game jitters. UMass, not used to being in bowl games, so we'll just walk it off. The defense would make a huge play, recovering this fumble and erasing the mistake. Take a lead back on this pass, and it's really making me think, I'm going to miss these players. The next year is going to look very different. Nevada would tie it up with this nifty little option run by their quarterback, but we'd take the lead right back with this short touchdown pass. Then late in the first half, we'd get an interception to stop their drive. And while we weren't able to capitalize, we were able to hold them to a field goal when they got the ball back right before halftime. To start the second half, we turned a broken play into what is probably the most exciting touchdown we've had all season. But it really wouldn't be a UMass game without us giving up just an insane offensive touchdown to the other team. Then we'd let them score again on their next drive, and I'm sweating a bit. Fortunately, we would be able to get the lead back here. Then, after a missed 2-point conversion on the ensuing drive, we'd get a huge pick 6 to extend our lead. Yeah, just gotta run the clock out a little bit here. Then in the fourth, the defense would make another big play to prevent Nevada from scoring. Then Nevada would throw another costly interception, and we'd kick another field goal for good measure, but miss. And that would actually prove costly because immediately afterwards, Nevada would throw the short pass and turn it into a long touchdown run. but fortunately they weren't able to recover the onside kick, and then we were able to kneel it out, get a bowl victory in our first season, 12-1 final record. Exceeded all expectations for the first year of this rebuild. Hey, thank you so much for checking out this video. Like I said, a little bit different, but I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did like it, make sure you follow our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/wickedgoodeverything, and the channel down below to stay up to date with what's happening in this rebuild.